So here we are going to separate this force into its horizontal and vertical components. As you can see, this force is acting at an angle relative to the surface relative to the horizontal. So here you have the horizontal component. Well, let me use an arrow instead. You've got the horizontal component here. Let me thicken this a little bit, or I can change the color code and thicken it a little bit, right? So you've got the horizontal component. And you've got the vertical component. Now, there is a 90 degrees between the horizontal and vertical component. And as you can see now, what has just transpired, we have found ourselves in a right angle triangle. Agreed? Now, to get the horizontal component, we need the angle inside of this triangle. This is 124 degrees. We know the total angle in a straight line is 180. Agreed? So therefore, it appears that this angle inside there will be 180 subtract 124, isn't that so? And that will give us how much? So therefore now, to get the horizontal component, let's call it H for horizontal. We have to make use of that 56 degrees, and 75 now will play the role of the hypotenuse. H is the adjacent. To the 56 degrees. (75) is the hypotenuse. So this takes us now to cosine. Cosine of 56 over 1 is equal to H, which is the adjacent, over 75. So we've got to cross multiply. H times 1 is H, is equal to cos 56 times 75. And that will give us how much? And that will give us 41.939. So therefore now, to find the horizontal component, you multiply by cos of the angle, yes? Cosine of the angle will give you the horizontal component. And intuitively, you can predict that to find the vertical now, which will be the side opposite to the 56. Let's use V for vertical. We are predicting we'll be using sine, isn't that so? Because when we lay out our information, V is opposite to 56. 75 is the hypotenuse. Opposite and hypotenuse, we are talking about sine, yes? Sine of 56 is equal to the opposite, which is V, yes? Divided by the hypotenuse, which is 75. Then when we put the cos 56 over 1, and now we're going to cross multiply. V is equal to, well, V times 1 is V, is equal to sine 56, agreed? Multiply to the 75, and that will give us how much? Oh, by the way, that's newtons. And that will give us 62.177. There is an idea whereby, seeing that we have found the 41.939 as the horizontal, so now we have two sides. You could apply Pythagoras theorem to get the vertical side, the vertical component, because we have the 75 newtons and we have the 41. So you could apply Pythagoras theorem. That would be 75 squared minus 41.939 squared, square root thereof, and that should give you 62.177 approximately.